Okay, here we go with a look at my Hightower Armory 9022 stock for the Ruger 1022. In this video, I'm going to give you a close look at the stock, go over some of its features, and show you what it looks like being fired out at the range. Before we get started, let's go ahead and perform a safety check and promote that safe habit. You can see that there is nothing in the magazine. There's nothing in the chamber. We are handling a safe firearm, so let's go ahead and begin. This is kind of an update video for me. I have posted several videos on this stock already, but since my first posting, I have some new additions to this setup, and I wanted to give an update on how I have it set up currently. The new additions that I have, when I originally posted the video of this stock, I did not have the extended controls, I did not have the integrated flash suppressor barrel, and I did not have the HTA Glock sight bases. But let's go ahead and go over the features of this stock and start with the charging handle. You can still manipulate the original charging handle of the rifle. It's not really obstructed by anything on the stock. If you put the left-handed shell deflector on there, I'm not sure if you would be able to reach up in here and charge it this way, but you do have the HTA stock charging handle here, and this is a bar. This is all one piece that straddles your barrel, and it allows you to charge the firearm from the right side or from the left side. You can see that the charging handle is very generous, so there's plenty to grab a hold of. And because of the way that it's shaped and the track that it rides in, it really operates smoothly. It is independently powered forward by a spring when you are firing your rifle. This does not cycle with this. You can see if you're trying to clear a jam, when you're pressing this back, there's a little cutaway in that mechanism to allow your spent casing or your double feed to fall out the side of the action of the rifle. I really like the placement of the charging handle for the HTA stock. I like how forward it is, and I don't have to reach back halfway on the rifle and charge it. My hand is naturally here. So when I'm shooting, I can clear a jam and I don't have to come back. I'm just right there already. So I'm shooting and I can clear or exchange magazines and charge from either side, left or right. So the charging handle is a really nice feature of this stock that, in my opinion, enhances the performance of the 1022. Let's talk about the safety features of this stock. With this stock, you still have access to the original cross bolt safety. There's a little extension piece that clips over the bolt and then fits through either side of the stock. You can see red ring for fire, black ring for safety, and they have a little bullet pictogram here. In addition to your original crossbolt safety, they have a couple more safety features here. So I can line it up for you here. You got it in fire, and then you have it in safe. The S designates safe, and the red F designates fire. And then with the trigger, there's a little pivot point here. You couldn't pull the trigger back without pressing this pivot point and engaging this mechanism, and then the trigger can pull backwards. Pulling the trigger is a very simple process. It's a pretty clean break. There's a little bit of take up here, but it's easy to actuate the original trigger, and it's a pretty smooth motion. There is a bar that transfers the pressure from this trigger to the original trigger. It is a little mushy, but I would expect that for a bullpup stock for the Ruger 1022. So let's look at the magazine release. As I said, this is the enhanced magazine release, and it's very easy to, you just kind of catch this portion here and move it forward, and you can change your magazines out very easily. So you just come across, it's very easy to catch this enhanced magazine release. Now, because this enhanced magazine release kind of dips down below the profile of the underside of the stock here, it is easy to catch. It would be easy to accidentally bump it and lose your magazine. But that's actually one of the nice parts about this enhanced magazine release. If you feel like that is going to be too easily actuated, just rock it forward, and then you can remove that portion of it. Now it's not going to get bumped accidentally. You have to kind of reach up and catch that part of it. And then it just installs just as easy as it came out, just like that. It's also easy to use the 10-round box magazines. And then changing that, they just free fall right out. There's nothing obstructing the falling of these 10-round magazines out of the magazine well. So these are easy to use. And you know, I actually like the way that the firearm looks when you're using the 10-round magazines, because then you don't have that awkward looking 1022 banana magazine hanging out the underside. It looks more like what you're aiming to make it look like. Now, one feature that this stock includes that a lot of other bullpup stocks for the 1022 do not, you actually have a bolt hold open switch that you can still use with this stock. And it serves as an auto bolt release. You just pull your bolt back, you can see the little actuation switch, press that, and it's very easy to lock your bolt open with this stock. Now, this stock will accommodate the original factory tapered barrel with these two inserts here that help center your barrel within your barrel channel, or you can remove these inserts and use a .920 bull barrel. If you are going to use a bull barrel, you need to use a barrel that is at least 18 inches long. If you use the common 16-inch bull barrel, then your overall length will not meet the federal minimal length of a rifle, and you'll have to register it with the NFA as a short barrel rifle or any other weapon. I have this rifle set up with the Hightower Armory HTA integrated flash suppressor barrel. So this isn't threaded on and pinned to meet that overall length. This is an 18-inch barrel with an integrated flash suppressor. This is all one piece. So if you like the flash suppressor look and you want to keep your barrel at a legal length for this bullpup stock, this barrel will accommodate that. Now, Hightower Armory also includes with this stock a mock suppressor, and that just slides over the end of your stock, twists and locks in place, and gives you a SBR suppressed look for your stock. This stock ships with 3 rails. You've got an aluminum Picatinny rail on the top and 2 short polymer side rails on each side. Now, because of the height of this Picatinny rail, these low profile sights are ideal for this setup. For me, these Glock sights are very capable within 10 to 20 yards. I'm not sure that for me, I would try and reach out much beyond that, but because this is a bullpup stock, it's kind of simulating a close quarters combat rifle, and I don't know that it was necessarily intended to use with a longer distance optic. My first range video, I had this set up with a rifle scope, and I kind of caught some grief for why did I have a rifle scope set up on a bullpup stock. And in hindsight, I guess it did look a little goofy. But I really like the way that these low profile sights look on this HTA stock. This stock has two sling loop cutouts. You've got one at the rear at the lower section of the stock and one at the front underneath your upper Picatinny rail. Now with the HTA stock trying to mimic its center fire counterpart, it ships with a mock magazine that's removable, and it actually serves as an ammunition storage case. You can put 22 long rifle cartridges in, and if you stagger them, you can get quite a few in. Now you want to beware of your local laws. Some states would consider, because you have ammunition attached to the rifle, they would consider this to be a loaded firearm, even though there is no way for this ammunition to get into this gun through this mock magazine. Now when it comes to assembly for this stock on a 1022, it is a tremendous pain in the backside. There are a lot of screws, there are different lengths of screws, and you really have to pay attention, because if you realize after you get it assembled that you forgot your cross bolt extension here, then you have to take it all back apart and put that piece back on. And it's my experience that if you forget something, it will be step 1, step 2, or step 3. It's never one of those things where, oh, I just forgot this, I'll just toss it on. It's always like, I forgot to put in this insert, or I forgot to put in the crossbolt safety extension. I have forgot to put in the charging handle. You have to pay attention with this stock, because there's a lot of involvement in the assembly, and if you miss one of the steps, you're going to come all the way back to the beginning, and it just takes forever to put this thing together. Once it's together though, it is built very nice, it's very solid. It is a very solid stock for the Ruger 1022. This stock is available in a bunch of colors. Check out Hightower Armory's website to see what colors are available. I know that they've had OD green, black, flat dark earth, desert tan, and several hydro dip patterns. At the time of this video, the price on Hightower Armory's website is $269 for the stock. So that gives you a close look at the stock and its features. Let me show you what it looks like being shot out at the range. Ready? Like a dream. Alright, well there's a close look at the Hightower Armory 9022 and how I have it set up and what it looks like being shot at the range. Stay tuned, I'll be comparing it to the Red Jacket Zombie Killer bullpup stock and show you how they compare to each other. It's a big world out there, and we're bound to run into a shady situation. Until then, keep your gear on you.